Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody or xCodeh. How you guys doing today? So, before this video starts, shout out to Luna with his apparel. I really like this shirt. So, anyways, getting on to this life story commentary. A lot of people ask me about acid, LSD, psychedelic, shrooms. A lot of people ask me on my live stream, so I felt the need to tell this story because this was actually the time I bought bunk acid. I got it, and we did it, and it wasn't really like the effects. I still felt really, really strange and weird, and like it was like a quarter of a trip, but it was really, really crazy story. Like not like in the sense of, I'm tripping balls, man, but it was like just like a crazy experience I wanted to share with you guys. I'm sure some of you guys would be interested. So, life story took place back when I really wanted to try it. I did it once in freshman year of high school, which is way too young, but that's besides the point. So, I was really trying to do it again with my friends. I was getting my friends all hyped up about it because they had never done it before. They'd really wanted to. And I was like, hey man, I know someone that could get it because the last person who got it said they could get it again. So I was like, let's do it, boys. Let's do it. So we're all like fucking 14, 15 years old. And we hit up this person. And then, they drove me over to this like kind of lake area. And I meet up with someone in like this picnic table, like just in this parking lot. And immediately I thought that was just a little sketchy. I'd never been there before. And I just didn't know the guy. I think I've met him once before, but it wasn't even to do this kind of thing. Wait, am I fucking streaming right now? So anything's possible. Alright, we're good, boys. We're good. So I didn't really know this guy. I didn't really know the situation. Didn't know the location. I get it from him. I remember I paid him like freaking $50 for a whole thing. And I remember looking at it. It was the same thing that I had before. So I was like, fuck yeah. It's going to be a great time like before. It's going to be crazy. We're going to have a great time with my friends. The hype was real. So I get back to my buddy's house, and I'm like, yo, I got it. I remember I had it in this little, like, metal container thing that my buddy gave to me. And the first thing that probably went wrong, this couldn't have actually been bunk. I might have made it bunk, because I remember, like, from the period of going to where I bought it, to my house, and then to my other buddy's house, that shit was just in my pocket. Now, if you have a piece of metal in your pocket, it obviously heats up with body warmth. And warmth, or warm, anything hot, warm, just the temperature-wise, makes the LSD just go to shit. Or just lose potency, or just lose completely, like, all of its potency. So, that probably could have played a role in this, but there was a side at the end of it, there was a part at the end of it that really made me think that the guy just fucked us over. We go back to my buddy's house, like I said, and the night starts rolling in. I think it was around 8 p.m. We wanted to do it a little later so we'd trip throughout the night and then go to sleep in the morning or something like that. So it was around like 8 p.m. We all dropped it. I was nervous as fuck, dude. My heart was pumping. I was I was nervous. My other two friends that I was with weren't nervous at all, but I was a little nervous because I'd only done this once and it was like a new thing for me. So I put it in my mouth and immediately it tastes fucking weird, man. This same stuff. Because the first time I did it, I had the most gross-ass taste in my mouth. And I know a lot of you guys in the comments down below, you guys know that if, LSD is not supposed to have a taste. It's not supposed to look like anything, or like, it's just a piece of paper. It's not, it's like a clear liquid. It's not supposed to look, have any colors, have any taste whatsoever, no smells. Obviously the paper can have color on it, but like the actual liquid is not. It literally just looks like this. And this is e-juice, but, it just looks like this. So I like put it in my mouth and we're like fucking kicking back juice and stuff because it was just gross. It was so grimy. I can't really describe it. It was just the most bitter tasting. It was almost like you tried to like chew a pill that you're trying to like you have to swallow. It was the grossest fucking taste in the world. And all my buddies were just getting hyped. Like I said, it was just a giant hype. And about an hour through this, I start to feel weird. I remember the strongest visual I had. It started off with me looking at the television, and then the TV kind of like rayed down to the floor. It wasn't like as intense as before, because I've had this vision before in acid trips and stuff like that, but it wasn't that intense. It was just kind of wavy, going down to the floor. It was almost like you squint your eyes and you can kind of see like a ray of light, because like I think it's like the moisture in your eyes mixed with like the squinty. I don't fucking know, but like it just makes kind of like a fade or like a blur on the light. It kind of looked like that when I had my eyes open, so that was really cool. I was, telling my friends about it. They weren't seeing anything. Jack, shit, nothing. One of my buddies completely like was like not tripping at all. He felt absolutely null, just nothing at all. And then my other buddy was just kind of laughing and he kind of had that like brightened up face look to his eyes, and you know, his pupils were a little dilated, and mine were getting too. But my other buddy was like nothing at all. And another hour goes by, and I remember going into the bathroom. This is like where the craziest thing happened. I remember looking into the mirror, which is not ever recommended when you're on any psychedelic. It's not a good time. But I remember my face just like, you know, going like kind of zooming in different spots, zooming out, and like kind of waving and stuff. And I thought that was way too crazy. So I went back into my buddy's living room where they were, and they had this window. Not a window. It kind of was like shaped like a window. It had like a window frame, but it was a mirror. And I'll always remember looking in these four squares of a mirror, just going like this for some reason. I just felt like the need to go back and forth. And in the mirror, my face was like fucking. I was over here, but my face was like delayed, like kind of like tracer pattern and stuff. It was absolutely mind blowing. It wasn't creepy or anything. It was actually really cool. And then I sat back down, and my buddy's on this website where it's like rate the tits. It's like, you know, it's a one or two answer, yes or no, kind of like that, or hot or not kind of thing. And it was just a bunch of pictures of girls with, you know, their tits out. So he was doing that, and I always remember this, guys. I will always fucking remember this. I was looking at this website with him. He was laughing hysterically. I was laughing hysterically. And I look over, and the people's faces on this website started to morph into the people that I went to school with. I was freaking out, like not freaking out as in like, oh my god, like freaking out like that. I was just like, what is she doing on this website? And he went to the next picture, it was the same girl. I was like, like I'll always remember that. I was like, what the fuck? Are you seeing this, dude? And he's like, what are you talking about, man? I'm not really tripping. And I'm like, do you see this? And throughout the night, like I remember like going to the fridge, because he had one of those fridges that, you know, dispensed water and ice. I remember getting so many glasses of water, just like feeling like about quarter tripping, and I always thought I was gonna like keep going and then go into a full trip, but it never got to that point. And like I said, I think my buddy that was, you know, sitting on the couch adjacent to us, he didn't feel really anything. And we were kind of like, me and him were kind of tripping, but he still says to this day, like the dude that, my buddy that was on the computer, still says he wasn't tripping at all, but we were having these conversations that we never have, ever. And I remember like we were talking about something to do with the kids that wasn't tripping. We're talking about his life. We actually ended up making him get really emotional and start crying at one point. Don't ask me why. I felt so bad right after. I was like, what did we just do? Like I was just trying to have a conversation, but we were going off. We just kept talking and talking. Like we had no filter. Like, you know, I immediately apologized after. I felt like shit about it. It felt like, it almost hit me like right in the feels. It was like an intense, like, whoa, I just made him fucking cry. Like, I wasn't even trying to do that. But throughout this whole time, he was just kind of pissed that it wasn't working for him. And I don't know, I don't even know why to this day. But so at like 5 in the morning, it was kind of to wear off, but I was still like giggly and just like, you know, kind of like upbeat and just like kind of crazy vision. Not like crazy, but like things don't look right. You know, they never look right when you're doing something like this. I remember we were watching Storage Wars, that show that they go to storage bins and they auction it off. We were watching that. That was weird. That was so weird. And then we started watching this fucking show that was about this guy that went around with a guitar case, not even with a guitar in it, like filled with tools to help train cats. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were watching. And we watched that for like 3.5 hours, and I was laughing hysterically at the fact that this guy had a guitar case like filled with styrofoam without even like an imprint of a guitar. Like he literally had like sections of tools to help train like vicious cats. And we went through the night, and then we like slept through the day, and I really don't think it was even like someone actually told me that this guy was going around selling tabs that he actually licked. Like he licked all the acid off except like a little bit maybe, and then he just sold them like they were, you know, brand new. So number one, that's fucking gross. Two, wow, that sucks. But it was still, honestly, I'm not gonna say it was worth $50 because that's a lot of money. Maybe it was like less, like 40 or 30, but like it was a good time. It was a good time for me at least. It was definitely, it was like kind of like a step into it. It wasn't like, you know, going balls deep. It wasn't like a no return kind of thing, but it was like, alright, this is crazy kind of thing. But so I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Drop that like button if you did. You guys ask me all the time about acid, about shrooms, about psychedelics, and I thought I'd bring this story to you because it's one of the only trip stories I have left, not to disappoint you guys, but I don't really fuck with psychedelics that much, but if I do, there'll be a story about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop that like button like I said. Stay high, stay lifted. Check the links in the description. Follow me on Twitter at xCodeh. Peace out.